All right, everybody, welcome back to The Delusional Fan with Geraghty and McCloud. Make sure you join us on Facebook, Twitter. Also subscribe to our YouTube page. It'll give you updates every time I post one of our new videos. So make sure you check us out on social media. Top 5 time, which seems to be our most popular segment so far. Last week's top 5 we had a lot of fun with. Last week's top 5 was sports movies.
Yep.
So the fans seem to like that one a lot, so I wanted to get some of theirs out there.
Shout-outs, yeah.
So Evan, Evan gave us his White Men Can't Jump, Rudy, which is a farce, Remember the Titans, Sandlot, Rocky, and Space Jams.
I think
that's more than 5. So even though Evan can't read, it's a pretty good top 6. And you can get rid of Rudy anyways because it's not real.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe he just kind of threw that. Yeah, so we'll remove that.
But then Richard decided that he wanted to put Rudy in his top 5 too. So Richard, Rudy, Major League, Invincible, Caddyshack.
It's a good one.
And 5th, it's called Dog or Secretary Horse Racing. I don't know.
That one can go.
Yeah. Anyways, and then John Pett, Blindside. Really? Kickboxer, Kickboxer.
So this is a troll 5.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Talladega Nights, SI NBA Superstars 89, and The Sandlot.
Yeah.
He also, as honorable mention, Blaze of Glory, Major League, Remember the Titans, A League of Their Own, and Gladiator. Yep. Gladiator, that was just on the other day. You remember that? Cuba Gooding Jr. boxing movie? It's a good movie.
There's only one Gladiator.
That was before the Gladiator.
Yeah, right. There's only one Gladiator.
Yeah. All right, so keep those coming. Every time we post a top 5, we want to know what your top 5 is, so make sure you let us know. This week's is also going to be a lot of fun in honor of...
Yeah, piggyback off topic A, right?
Yeah. In honor of our A segment, which I had listed as OK Choke, or you called OK...
Collapse.
OK Collapse.
We're so clever.
I wanted us to give our top 5 chokes.
Yeah.
Top 5s.
Absolutely.
And this could be in any sports category. So, top 5 sports chokes. This was a tough one because I thought of ones and then I started reading about other ones and I'm like, I do remember that. I was watching that one. Yeah. But I wanted to put ones I was watching, ones that, emotionally, even though one of them is, I was only 11 years old, it was a huge deal at the time and it had one of my favorite players at the time.
I know who it is already.
So, yeah. Yep. So, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Oh, I went first last time.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Throw them out there.
All right.
Big dog.
So I'm going to start. So my number 5 is the 86 Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
Okay. It was 5-3 going to the bottom of the 10.
You should break down your age on every single game.
No. Well, like I said, I was 11 years old.
Okay. Oh, okay.
5-3, bottom of the 10th. They gave up a run, and then all of a sudden, gets by Buckner.
Yeah.
Gets by Buckner.
Right.
And remember, Bill Buckner played for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Loved Bill Buckner.
You
Loved
did?
him.
Yeah.
Loved the guy. And then the curse was about to end.
Oh, man.
They had it. 5-3. All they had to do was make it out.
It's still tough to watch that clip, man.
He was getting death threats from people in Boston.
I think he just a couple years ago was able to go back
after they finally won the series.
Right. It took till 2004. Right. Yeah.
So that, and again, as much as I loved Bill Buckner, that little scribbler Mookie hit. I mean, you could have dropped the glove and just laid in front of it.
Yeah.
And picked it up. And, I mean, it was there. It just was one of those.
I don't think he could ever explain how it happened, or anybody could really explain how it happened. But yeah, heartbreaking.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I always felt so bad for Bill Buckner. That was one of the...
You ever see what show was he on? Anyway, I'll have to think about that one. But he was on a show and he did a cameo. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about what that was. Curb Your Enthusiasm. You ever watch that show? I know some people out there have seen that episode with.
I've watched it, but I didn't see that one.
It's good stuff. Well, again, sidebar. But yeah, man, that was a heartbreak. That's one of the most memorable plays ever in MLB history, right?
I think so.
I mean, whether it's a good thing, obviously it was a bad thing, but yeah, that was a tough one. And refresh my memory. What were the stakes there? That was to go to the World Series, right? That wasn't in the World Series, was it?
That was to win the World Series.
That was to win the World Series.
They were playing the Mets.
Okay, sure, right.
And then what happened is they lost, Mets actually then won Game 7.
Yeah, and I feel like in baseball, and there's, we'll get into that too. There's always kind of like
A momentum.
yes,
It's going to go with one of my other
yeah,
ones. right
absolutely. So
there.
go ahead. Number
Yeah.
4.
So, number 4, see, now I was struggling on what I should put for number 4 and number 3. So, number 4 and number 3 technically could be a bit interchangeable.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So, 1991, Bills versus Giants Super Bowl, which started off a run of the Bills going to 4 straight,
Yeah.
losing 4 straight.
Yep.
You could say momentum or not momentum, doesn't matter. They're still
Right.
one of the greatest teams ever with Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas,
Yep.
Burgess Smith. God, it was insane, that team. Norwood wide right.
It's a wide right
Final
game.
drive, 4th quarter. I go to upstate
Win
New
by
York a
2.
lot.
Yeah. Right.
And
They
even
haven't forgotten.
though they're cool with Norwood, they haven't
Yeah, because they're
forgotten.
like so nice up there, right? That's what I hear. Is they're so nice, and they're just right.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Oh, he's a fine guy, son of a bitch. Yeah. Right.
It was pretty insane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's number 2 on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got.
Well, and then the fact that it led to 3 other Super Bowls that they kind of choked in. Mm-hmm. Those are pretty big chokes. So I was struggling whether to put
right.
that up.
Top 5 chokes, number 1 through 4. Bills, 1991 through
Bills.
19. Yeah.
Bills.
Right.
And Bills.
And Bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. This one is a little bit. This choke, in my opinion, I kind of want to prelude this choke a little bit, just because I think it not only screwed it up for a team, it screwed up for the future of the team, it screwed it up for the future of the franchise so far, and it screwed it up for the future of that player because he never recovered.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, before I tell you exactly what it is, if you know who I'm talking about.
It was a little vague. I don't know.
Nick Anderson missing 2 free throws.
Okay, dude, it was crazy how much that affected him. He literally never recovered from that.
Team
and I
never
wasn't
recovered
thinking of
from
that. Well, yeah, but it's like that really is heartbreaking that he truly never was the same player after that. He couldn't shoot a free throw after that. He started asking guys to go, you shoot for me.
On text, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
The franchise fell apart after that.
You're
Now,
right,
granted,
man,
you
that's
can
a good
talk
one. I
about
like
the
that one.
Penny's injuries and Shaq leaving and blah, 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 but if they would have won,
He hits those 2 free throws, right?
the franchise just moves
Yeah.
on. They
Yep.
keep winning.
Yep.
Well, maybe. The Bulls were still there.
Sure.
I mean,
know what you mean. Again,
about
momentum, right? Yeah.
Ruined a franchise. Ruined a career.
Yeah, off 2 free throws, 2 gimmies.
That's why I had trouble
Dude,
with that one in the Bills, because that was insane.
Hey, both of those are kind of interchangeable in the sense that came down to one guy, came down to a freebie, all you, on you, and they didn't come through.
Yeah.
And it did. It changed both those guys' careers forever, too. So, that's a good one. I didn't think about that one at all. It's a good one. I like that.
Okay. Number
Thinking
2.
outside the box, yeah.
Number 2 is one that still breaks my heart. 2003 Cubs. The Bartman, Alex Gonzalez.
Yeah, let's call it the Alex Gonzalez-Bartman game, because it really comes down to...
I don't blame Bartman at all.
Yeah.
I blame
I don't
Moises
either.
Alou for throwing a fit. That's why Bartman got in.
Crowd turned on him.
Yeah, crowd
Yep.
turned. Alex Gonzalez, in my opinion, is to blame because he was a pretty sure-handed shortstop
Yeah.
and flubbed. I mean, a horrible error, which should end the inning. But then also, I remember they're playing a Marlins team, which was a scrappy team, fine, but they still had another game, and they still had 2 of the best pitchers in baseball at the time, and just completely choked. And that to me is the epitome of what choking actually
They were up
is.
3-1.
Yeah.
They were up 3-1, that team.
Yeah. They could have closed it out there.
They could have closed it out there.
Went to the World Series.
And so
it would have been favored.
That's why I ultimately don't put it on Bartman, and again, like I said, I don't put it on him either. You put that on the team as a whole. They had that game and then 2 more games to clear it up, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So, absolutely one of the biggest chokes. That's on. Yeah. Yep.
Number 1, as much as the Cubs one hurt me, this one is my favorite of all time.
I know what it is. It's got to be.
There's 5 minutes and 4 seconds left in this game.
Oh wow. You went a different route.
Burnett intercepts the ball. And he's running down the field and decides at his own 43-yard line that instead of taking it all the way back into the end zone for a touchdown because it was wide open, he's going to slide.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
What was the score?
I don't remember.
You do?
No, I don't.
It's 19-7.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
3 minutes, 52 seconds left. Still 19-7.
Mm-hmm.
They get the ball back.
Yeah.
And hand the Teddy Lacy 3 times 4, -4 yards.
Okay.
So, fantastic Mike McCarthy play calling. Just
see, now you're going to how you
3 minutes,
your number one choke of all time.
And 52 seconds to 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Russell Wilson takes him on a 69-yard touchdown drive to bring him within 1 score. Oh, and by the way, what happens right after that? 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
Well, first of all, you're missing the 2-point conversion. Then you're missing the...
Hold on.
Okay.
They got the 2-point there, but that's not the bad 2-point conversion.
Oh, okay.
That one happens later. 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
I don't think they did.
Bostic.
They didn't have 2-point conversions.
That one they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Bostic's fingertips, the onside kick,
Yeah.
should have landed right in Jordy's hands.
And they get it, they score, yeah.
Then Marshawn Lynch with a 24-yard touchdown run.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2-point conversion where Clinton Dix has his brain fart.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now, Packers actually came back, scored a field goal, tied the game. Then Seahawks get the ball.
Defense blew it. Yep.
Defense blows it.
Yep.
So that's my number one.
That's your number one choke of all
number
time.
one, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
You're
and you're going to say it's because you're a Bear fan, you're a Packer hater.
Okay.
Here's why, because it's the only time I've ever commented like this. And I think I've told you this before, and you could ask my wife to verify it. Alex walks in the room with, I think it was like 6 minutes left, and says to me, "Did the Packers win?" And I said, "They're winning." And I swear to God, these are my words. It would take a miracle for them to lose this game. It looks like they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right.
That's why that is my number one, because what unfolded in the last 5 minutes of that game, I've never seen before. I've never seen that before. Most of these things, most of my other ones, Boston, Cubs, Bills, Giants, Norwood, it's one play. One massive choke. This was 5 minutes of the most blunderous crap I've ever seen in my entire life, and it was fantastic.
Okay, and I have several reasons why that shouldn't. I would fully agree that was a choke.
They're supposed to go to the Super Bowl with that.
I completely agree that was a choke. What taking some outside things like the fact that those are the defending Super Bowl champions, and they were in what's considered the number one home crowd in the entire league. My point being that chokes typically come down to something, either a monumental error or a team overcoming immeasurable odds to upset a team.
Which all happened in that.
But again, the Packers were not the favorite in that game. I don't care what you say.
But they still choked it away.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
So what's the problem?
I'm saying it shouldn't be on your top 5. I'm saying
it's on my top 5.
I agree, and I'm disagreeing. It shouldn't be a top 5 choke. At any rate, that is just ridiculous, man. You hold that. My number 5.
Okay.
06 Bears, because they housed the opening kick and then they blew it. That's a choke because they started the game with a touchdown and couldn't pull it off.
You have no idea how high I jumped off the couch watching Devin Hester.
Would you consider that a choke then, though?
That kick.
They housed the opening kick. You couldn't start a game better than they did.
because A, they were playing Peyton Manning, and B, Rex Grossman is the quarterback of the Bears. They didn't go there because Grossman played well. They went there because the defense was good. The offense was never good enough to win the Super Bowl. It was the defense that got them as far.
Right, and the defense obviously wasn't that good enough to beat Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning had a terrible game.
But that was the reason that they won, I thought you just said.
No, Grossman's the reason they lost.
Okay.
Rex Grossman. You want to say Grossman choked, but Grossman was never that good.
Okay. Manning was still a Super Bowl MVP. But anyway, on to my top 5. I was just trying to throw a dart. You threw a dart my way.
I throw a dart? That's honestly my number 1.
Cut to the core of me. All right, so I'll have...
That wasn't even in your top 5?
Not even close.
Then why would you say it? Why would you even say it?
I was kidding. I was saying, can I just throw this game in there? Anyway, my number 5 was Cubs in 03. We went over most of this, man. It wasn't Bartman's fault. It was the Cubs fans. It was the team. And it really was the fans, too. I mean, they changed the momentum as much as the team did. They were up 3-1. Obviously, we went over that. My number 4 is actually, and here's what I mean more by choking, right?
Okay.
And granted, they ran into a fucking great Wisconsin basketball team 2 years ago.
Oh, God.
Kentucky Wildcats 38-0 in the Final Four to repeat.
That was fun to watch.
It was, dude, it's to this day my favorite Wisconsin game of all time, and I have several in my memory bank. I'll never forget watching that with my parents and my brother.
Not a college basketball guy, and I love that.
Dude, it was so awesome. Right.
Probably because I was rooting for it.
And it was, like you said, a lot of these, there's only one game that I actually don't remember watching, but I love the history of sports. So, but that one, fuck 'em Bucky. Number 3, Patriots, Giants.
You didn't do number 4.
I just did. I did. Oh, yeah.
Wait.
I did Cubs, Kentucky.
Oh, Cubs, Kentucky. Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
That's okay. Number 3, Patriots, Giants, 07. Undefeated Patriots team.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, 18-0. They were 18-0. You've got so many memories from that game. Yeah, the catch off David Tyree's helmet. Eli fucking Manning
Plaques wide open in the end zone.
Winning over Tom Brady, and undefeated Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
That was a defensive collapse too, though.
Dude, that should be higher on the list. But
see, Brady had him winning in that game, and the defense completely collapsed. Not only on that catch, which yes was a great catch, but Eli should have never gotten out of the pocket. Should have been
that
sacked.
play, which was the helmet play, but getting away from it.
Plex doing jumping jacks in the end zone for that touchdown.
Right.
Oh my, which is a great throw. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, crazy.
So all of that, and yeah, just obvious reasons there. Undefeated team blowing it to a Giants team that crawled into the playoffs. Number 2, Bills Giants 91. That's the only game that I didn't. I can't say that I watched live, but yeah, man, wide right, Scott Norwood. The NFL always has those games that have those titles, and that's wide right, man. It's heartbreaking. Interesting. While I was looking at some of this stuff,
I think I read your notes. I think your number 1 was close to being on my list.
Well, no, that's. I'll get to that.
It reminded me most of the OKC this
dealing with Bills Giants though. Do you 6 players on Buffalo, because they obviously Buffalo blew that game, and like you said, rambled off 4 straight Super Bowl losses. 6 players, were Hall of Famers. Yeah. Only 1 player from New York was a Hall of Famer from that team. It's crazy. And being Lawrence Taylor for obvious reasons. Number 1, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, 2004. The only playoff series in baseball MLB history for a team to come back from a 3-0 deficit. That rivalry of Yankees, Sox, down 3-0, the curse is in full effect. We're going to continue this trend, and for them to come back, man, that is number 1, and that's what I meant more than. Of course, the Packers game was a choke, but Boston Yankees is not on your top 5. Patriots Giants isn't on your top 5.
I wanted to do more of a personal top 5 for me.
Sure, and I'm giving you shit.
And the fact that I can't stand the Bo Sox or the Yankees, and I don't respect either of those teams and never have. I don't really care that they do that.
I won't get into it. That's fun. That's funny.
But that's a great list. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are both good. Yeah. You know what else? Honorable mention, and this is a 1 game. How about Reggie Miller hitting 12 points? Now that is the ultimate. He even did it, right? That's the ultimate choke.
Looked at Spike Lee and was like, "Oh." And the fact that when you go back and look at when you hear the Pacers owner, remember he had shut the game off and went in the other room.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "You better get back out here. Reggie just tied it." It's like, how's it even possible?
Nobody thought that was happening, dude.
Yeah,
Quick steal three. Yeah, man. Stupid.
I loved it.
Loved it. Yeah, definitely.
So that is our top 5 this week. The top 5 all-time chokes. It's one of my favorite top 5s of all time. Let us know what you think are the greatest chokes. Obviously, the Packers choke should be number 1 on everybody's list. I know
that's on nobody's.
Well, you know a lot of Bear fans. You never know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I should have said that right. They're all going to chime in now.
Let us know what your top 5 epic chokes are. We'll read them out next weekend during our top 5 segment, so everybody can hear. And when we come back, we've got some fan participation going on where we really, really want to know what you guys think. Our whole segment's going to be about you guys, what you guys think, and next week when we revisit this segment, we're going to go over everything you think. So subscribe to Facebook, subscribe to YouTube, join us everywhere. Twitter's out there. We'll be right back.